day, wherever you are. Happy Wednesday, December, what are we at? December 9th. I want to share with you, since we talk about coping strategies so often, I saw something really beautiful this morning. This is the week, it's been, I can't remember how many years, but I have a friend that lost her brother-in-law, and then on the anniversary of his death, her sister also passed away. So it's the same death date, but different years. And this was a big loss to the family. There was, kids involved, and, never mind all the rest of just the grief. And what she posted was, acknowledgement of the death date anniversary coming up, but then turned it into, hey, let's talk about the memories of these people. And I really just thought that was, I don't want to say, I think it was a healing way to grieve, right? To think about the good stuff instead of the loss, right? And express gratitude for the time they had when they were alive. So that really just touched me, and I don't know who needs to hear that today, but it was a different perspective and a good example of living through gratitude instead of getting hung up in the negative, in the past, and the things that you can't do anything about. They can't bring these people back to life, but they can celebrate the fact that they had the life and treasure the time they had with them. And yeah, that really just hit me this morning. So now I guess I'll jump into the reading. Mary Frances Shura Craig says, I often turn in a crowded city to stare at a face on which experience has written a pattern of celebration. A beautiful soul can be dimmed. A soul lit by joy brightens all our features and makes us beautiful beyond measure. Even though our bodies often show wear, an internal zest grows stronger and shines brighter. Living our lives with vigor and involvement fuels the spirit and keeps us getting up each morning expecting good to come of the day. This doesn't mean we expect all joy and no sadness. It doesn't mean that we don't anticipate challenge. It has been said that we couldn't see the beauty of the canyon carvings without the windstorms of life. By surviving and growing through life's windstorms, we find ourselves more weathered and more real. We also find ourselves trusting more in our higher power. Time is teaching us that our surface beauty may be temporary, but the beauty of a joyful spirit, the beauty of God, is forever. Today, let me value my joyful spirit and love myself for the light that shines from my human struggles. I would not have been able to relate to this reading, 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. It's really crazy. And once you experience this and are like aware of it, and you don't even know that it's happening until other people tell you, or at least this was my experience. I didn't know this was happening. When I first started working on this project, 321, and I was getting to engage with people in a not intentional way, just sharing the readings on Facebook. And that's part of where this came from. I was sharing the readings from this book and, actually from the One Day at a Time book and another book, even with people that weren't in the gambling community. The momentum and the feeling of community and peace and whatever else it was bringing to the group really impacted me. That and my excitement about launching this product. And so many people said to me that I was glowing. And what it was I was changing on the inside, and it was literally showing on the outside. Nobody had ever told me I was glowing before. I never made babies or had enough makeup on to be considered glowing. So I really believe this inside out glow. Now the reading ties it to to a relationship with higher power. And it also talks about an internal zest grows stronger and shines brighter. And that's just it. And maybe this is why I tell people, eat dessert first, do what makes you happy, live your best life, don't settle, don't, don't let your boundaries down. I did a podcast last night for my new show, and I had a transformational coach in the wellness space, and we were actually talking about this, and she spends an hour every morning doing her self-care practice. And the point was, and you've heard this before too, I'm sure, that you have to fill your cup before you can fill other people's cups. And she needs to set the tone so that she can shine brightly every day. And it includes her meditation practice and drinking lemon water and all the things to nourish. She calls it nourishing her mind, body, and soul. And I agree wholeheartedly, although I'm not perfect at it yet, as I'm trying to do some stuff that has an expiration date in a matter of, 5 days, 7 days. Wow. 5 days. Okay, that just depressed me. Yeah, I was trying to turn something around quick, and I keep running into obstacle and obstacle and obstacle and obstacle. And when I ran out for coffee this morning, I actually acknowledged to myself, like, oh, I feel good. I'm waking up. Like, that's part of why I'm doing that challenge every morning, because I knew that my light was a little dim and I had to put some work into it. I was getting a little defeated, a little stressed by the obstacles. And I knew that logically, I didn't want my light out, and I knew what I had to do to fix it, but I was having a hard time connecting my emotions to it. So that's really what I've been working on this last week, is like, okay, where's my light? Let me look at all these speed bumps as opportunities. And I kind of had to coach myself through it. And another conversation I had last night too was about practicing what I preach. And I say that to you all the time. And when I express gratitude to you that I am doing the things, whether I want to do the things or not, because I hold myself accountable to you and because I know that it works. And that's why I tell you when I'm in a slump or when I'm fabulous, and then what I do in between, because it is possible and it is real to have dim days and bright days. It just is. But the secret is to keep working and to know that the brighter days and having more brighter days are possible if we do the practices, practicing gratitude, practicing taking care of ourselves, just being aware that this is a thing. I didn't know that I could feel different than I felt when I was gambling or when I was drinking. I didn't know that I would feel this way. I mean, I guess next week is a year away from alcohol. I don't remember my adult life ever having a year. I know I didn't ever have a year away from alcohol in my adult life. So I didn't know what it feels like. But now that I know what it feels like, I don't think I want to go back. And it's the same way with gambling. When I was gambling, I didn't know that there was different. You can get the same, not the same. You can, well, I guess scientifically, if you're talking dopamine and stuff, it could be considered the same. But you can get like naturally high on life if you're doing the right things. If you're taking care of yourself, if you're helping people, if you're exhibiting gratitude and feeling gratitude, if you're making time and space and energy for yourself and for fun and for play and for revitalized relationships. I mean, there's such an opportunity, and my wish is that everybody figures out how to glow. And it's definitely not an overnight process. And like I said, I didn't even know it was happening until people actually told me they could see it, which was just mind-blowing to me. And I know it might sound a little crazy to you guys too, but it can exist, and it starts on the inside out. And it's not about actually doing this for the goal of the appearance. It's about doing this for the goal of the feeling. And the things that we talk about every day all contribute to getting to that feeling. I know it might sound scary or like a lot of work, but what I can tell you is that it's worth it. That's why I share it with you every day. It's totally worth it to live in this frame of mind. Whether I'm having rough weeks with my learning curve and things that I'm struggling with, or everything is perfect and everything is going smoothly. I go back to this. I've said it now a million times a day, I think. Everything is perfect. Everything is improving, which I got from that challenge. And that's just how I have to frame everything. Like, there must be a reason that I can't get my freaking website right after, 6-7 days of fighting and trying to get it moving. There has to be a reason. I don't know what that reason is yet, but there's a reason. And as long as I have that attitude that that's exactly what's supposed to be happening in this moment, I could deal with it. If I start getting into poor me, blah, 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 my life sucks, I can't have it my way, it's my attitude showing. I'm being impatient. I'm not getting what I want. I'm not believing that it's working out the way it's supposed to. Those things do not make you glow. It makes you frustrated and stressed and just doesn't serve me. So that's kind of my practical example. And it could be, it could be family, it could be work, it could be anything. Any of those obstacles that trip us up. We have two choices, like a fork in the road. We can wallow in it and bitch about it and be miserable, or we can accept it, appreciate it, and be happy. It's kind of that simple. So work on finding your inner glow. I know that's so... Actually, that's funny because Inner Glow is a Blue October song, and I didn't make that connection till right now. And actually, he has a verse that's like, whatever happened to our inner glow. I freaking love them guys. I know you know this, but that's interesting. I'm going to go play that song as soon as we're done. So I hope that you guys can, take one step forward towards finding your glow. And, I don't know that that's what we call it as a goal, but drink some water today, read something that cheers you up, look at an obstacle as an opportunity. Any of those things are putting you on the path to getting closer to there. So take care of yourselves, beautiful people, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.